All right, everyone. Weekend na naman. So welcome to our weekly market overview. Sa mga hindi pa po nakakaalam, what we do here is we take a look at the index as well as the other sectoral indices to give ourselves like a bigger picture of what we can expect and maybe help give confluence or give added conviction sa mga trade ideas na hinahanap natin for particular stocks, no? Okay, so as always, we'll start off with the PSEI. Now, the PSEI sa weekly, hindi pa rin natin nabasag tong area na to, no? So we identified let me turn off the magnet. Itong 7475 area as key kasi dyan din tayo huling nag-resistance. So we moved the level higher. Pero ang sabi natin is yun nga, nauuntog pa siya sa cluster of lows na nandito. Diba? Ngayon, this week, nag-print tayo ng shooting star na candle. But again, I don't like looking at just one candle and making a decision off it. Important pa rin is yung overall context. And sa weekly charts, so far, bullish pa rin naman yung itsura ng index. Okay? And I will continue to believe it to be so hanggang mabasag tong 7,043 na area. At least, kapag ang tinitingnan natin is itong weekly lang na chart. Ang gawin natin ngayon, as always, is silipin natin siya sa daily para lang mas clear yung view natin kasi mas marami tayong details na ma-fill in, no? So sa daily, ito ang itsura ng chart niya. So let me zoom out a bit para lang makita nyo in context to the weekly chart, no? Now let's zoom in. So ngayon, we are printing some type of possible head and shoulders pattern here. And incidentally, if mabasag man tong 7,000 like yung ayaw nga nating makita, pwedeng mabuo tong pattern target na to dito sa 6771. It's not gonna be exact, of course. It very rarely is, but more or less, no? More or less, pwedeng parang ganun yung mangyari sa kanya. So, ang ayaw nating makita, at least dito sa daily chart, is number 1, mabasag tong 7.2. Bakit yung 7.2? Ibig ba sabihin bearish na? No. It just means para sa akin kapag nabasag yung 7.2, there's the possibility na baka hindi pa ready mag-Christmas rally. Baka mag-consolidate muna tayo sa area na to or even a wider consolidation like so before the market decides na, okay, what do I want to do? Do I want to break to the upside? Do I want to break to the downside? Diba? Ayaw natin hulaan. Remember? Ayaw natin na puro suspecha lang. We just prepare scenarios para kapag nangyari ang ayaw o gusto nating mangyari, handa tayo. Diba? Now, I put a trend line here just cause. Okay? But for me, hindi yan yung pinaka-important eh. Parang very, very tight din kasi. Okay? If we bounce from here, edi syempre, well and good, diba? But if mabasag yan, again, I would first be looking yung break ng 7.2 kasi baka maipit tayo underneath. Yun muna yung mangyari for the duration of December. Or, baka mabasag tayo ng 7,000, tas yun nga, we go deeper. Pag nabasag yung 7,000, ito yung range na mag-open up. 6,700 hanggang 7,000 na area. Same as always, ang invalidation sa mga head and shoulders pattern is if we can start trading above yung right shoulder. But in this particular instance, since it's so close dun sa high anyway, parang mas malinis to just wait for a break nung 7,475 before we say na, looking super bullish na ulit. Okay? Something to watch out for lang. As I said, hindi pa naman buo talaga tong pattern na to. Just prepare ourselves lang for everything. Okay? Now, tuloy tayo sa mga sectoral indices and we'll start this week off with Mini. Now, Mini, sabi nga natin, nauntog tayo sa resistance around this area. Nag-form tayo dyan. Then from there, price came down. Okay? Tapos bumalik tayo sa area of consolidation na to. So, hindi naagulat na this week, more or less, walang nangyari. Kasi nga, nakaipit tayo sa area na to. If we can break back above tong 10,073 na area, then that opens up this range once again. But if we fall beneath tong 9,016, then we go to the lower end of that range. Okay? Same pa rin yung assessment. Overall, still ranging. Diba? I mean, tignan nyo naman yung move. Pwede nyo naman sabihin din, hindi, bullish yan. But yun nangyayari kasi so far, parang nagpo-pull back tayo, bumalik tayo dito sa original na range na to. Whether you think it's this one or this one, the fact of the matter is, bumalik tayo. Diba? So from there, ang assessment ko for this one, mukhang ranging pa rin. I want to see it break to the upside clearer, make a, kumbaga, talagang, alam mo yun, bold decision na, okay, this is it, pansit. Gusto ko nang tumuloy. Kasi, eto akala ko okay na eh. 'Di ba? Nag-breakout tayo sa candle na to, binawi din eh. And we know this level is good kasi when price came back, dyan din tayo nag-hold before it gapped down and held down. Okay, so that's just something to watch out for sa mini. Next, let's take a quick look at INDU. So sa INDU, finally, mukhang nag-round off na tayo dito na after weeks and weeks of grinding higher, ngayon, parang it's looking like we might either start consolidating around this area or we might actually get the pullback that a lot of people could be waiting for. Okay? Where it pulls back to, syempre di natin alam, di ba? But it's possible na magpupullback siya dito sa 10.3 na area. It's also possible na balikan niya to kung saan meron tayong previous highs here, here, and here. Diba? So, it wouldn't surprise me kung yung mag-pullback hanggang dito tapos saka tayo makakita na reaction before we move higher. But neither would it surprise me kung dito pa lang mag-bounce na then tumuloy. After all, ang lakas ng trend niya eh. Diba? If we can break above 11,168, that opens up this range here to target yung cluster of highs up here. So, that's up to 12,000 more or less na area. If, however, we pull back, mabasag tong 9.7, baka hindi lang hanggang dito gusto niya pull back, baka balikan niya yung range dito sa baba. Okay? Pag pati ito nabasag yung 8944, then it's gonna look very, very, very bearish na, no? Parang inundo na niya yung entire grind up niya na move and baka balikan na niya yung mga cluster of lows dito. Okay? For now, it's still looking ranging / bullish. Let's see what happens. Hindi pa kasi complete yung structure eh. So, let's see what happens in the next couple of weeks kung ano pa mangyayari dito sa INDU. Okay? Next, let's take a quick look at SERV, no? So, SERV, led by Globe. Talagang tuloy-tuloy pa rin, no? Ang lakas. So, we're now consolidating pa rin dito kung saan tayo nagko-consolidate before. Diba? For the past couple of weeks, tinitignan natin na nagko-consolidate tayo dito sa high na to. Akala ko with this candle here, itong red na candle na to, we might pull back deeper. As is, hindi nga niya finil yung gap eh. Bitin pa ng konti, no? So, we're still consolidating here. There's still the possibility na balikan natin tong gap na unfilled pa dito. Or we could actually pull back deeper into this previous area of consolidation here. Overall, still looking bullish, no? I mean, kahit naman di ko sabihin, I'm sure kitang-kita nyo yun, still looking quite bullish, nagko-consolidate sa highs. We're just waiting to see what it wants to do next. Kung mag-pull back to, kahit na all the way dito sa blue na zone na to, I think okay pa rin siya. Pero kung mabasag tong blue zone altogether, baka medyo mahirap na. Kasi by the time na mabasag to, parang inundo mo na rin yung strong move up. Mabalikan mo yan, parang essentially, binalikan mo lang yung 50% ng move na to, 38.2%, whatever. But, kung binasag mo tong blue zone, medyo ang lalim na nun eh. Yes, it can find reaction here sa area na to. But baka brief lang, mauntog din ulit, tas tumuloy pababa. Okay? But so far, still looking bullish. Next, let's take a look at holdings. So, hold, sumasabay lang siya as always sa PSE, no? So, ganun din, naghanap siya ng high dyan, tas parang nagko-consa lang tayo sa high dito. So, walang change sa assessment natin from the previous week. Still ranging, still somewhat bullish, pero parang as each week passes, parang mas nabubuo lang yung picture na it's still ranging, still finding its way. Tingnan natin kung mag-breakout siya to the upside to possibly target yung 7614 na resistance next. And if mabasag natin to, ang next level of resistance that we'll be looking at is 8,182. However, if mabasag to the downside, okay, kasi kung titignan natin, ito pa rin eh, larger range, diba? Kung mabasag to the downside, baka ang mangyari is bumalik na tayo dito underneath. Matrap muna yung price sa 5,850 hanggang 6,730 na range. Kung mabasag pa ang 5,850, then it's gonna look very bearish and baka mabalikan tong mga lows na nandito. But for now, ranging pa rin, 'di ba? Week after week para nako-confirm lang 'yon. So let's see what it does next from here. Okay? Next, let's take a look at prop. So prop, similar sa holdings, ganun din. nag-range lang tayo dito for the past 3 weeks. Okay? Dito, nagkaroon tayo ng wild move, but after that, nag-range na tayo ulit, no? Hindi naaagulat na tong range na to nangyayari kung saan tayo nag-range before, di ba? Itong area na to. So again, as I've been saying before, I wanted to see it break above itong 3,460 na level to open up this area here, this trading range, up to 3,866. If however, mabasag to the downside, okay? Mabasag to the downside, since hindi pa naman completely negated yung head and shoulders pattern, we might see a deeper move and we might retrace to test itong 2,569. And if that breaks, maybe even all the way to 2,000. Okay? For now, same assessment, ranging pa rin, looking much more bullish compared to before na nandito tayo, but still ranging pa rin. We're still trapped in the larger range. So we want to wait for the market to make a choice, to make a decision, bago tayo magdesisyon, di ba? Kasi ganun naman lagi. Bakit natin papangunahan yung market? Yan yung boss natin eh. Siya yung nagsasabi kung kailan tayo gagalaw, kung kailan tayo mag-trade, kung kailan tayo hindi mag-trade, and so on. No? And then finally, let's take a quick look at FINA. So yung financials, as we said nga, we discussed, it broke out here, tested, went up, nag-form tayo ng bagong resistance dyan, and ngayon, nagko-consolidate tayo sa high. Nag-form din siya ng shooting star, similar sa PSE, but as I said, usually pag ganyan, overreacting because of one candle, hindi rin ganun aganda, no? Yes, sometimes it will save your butt, but for the most part, it leads to premature exits or premature decisions na hindi naman talaga yun yung dapat natin gawin in hindsight. Okay? So, this is still looking bullish structurally speaking, even though may double rejection tayo dito. Diba? Kasi essentially, kahit na nag-reject tayo, bumalik lang tayo sa area of consolidation na to eh. Is it looking quite as bullish as it was before? Obviously, hindi, no? I would have liked it better kung nag-close tayo above tong red candle na to. Diba? I would have liked that much, much better. Unfortunately, hindi yun yung binigay sa atin eh. Pero I wouldn't go so far as to say na, hindi, wala na, bearish na yan, patay na yan. However, as we discussed, if it breaks beneath tong 1528, test it from underneath, mag-hold, baka bumalik lang tayo sa original range na to. And if mabasag natin yung 1361, okay, then wala na, mukhang mas malalim na yung pwede niyang puntahan, either bumalik sa original range na to, or i-target tong cluster of lows here. Now, kung napapansin nyo sa mga tinignan natin, parang lahat ganito, no, ranging. Kasi parang yun ngayon yung theme eh. Parang hindi pa sila desidido kung magkaaroon nga ba talaga tayo ng Christmas rally or hindi. As I mentioned nga do sa pagtingin natin ng PSEI, if we dip further, kung ma-break natin yung key swing low, baka ang mangyari is mag-range nga lang muna tayo. Again, that's not a prediction or anything ha. I'm just anticipating a potential scenario na kung mangyari man, at least handa ako. Now, balik sa FINA, ang gusto nating makita, same as before, mabasag tong area na to. If we can break above tong 1688, we might either A, fill this gap here, or come back and test tong cluster of lows here. That could act as resistance since it acted as support prior to price breaking down. If mabasag natin to, okay, hindi pa rin clear skies kasi syempre, ang dami pa rin area of consolidation dito and I expect kahit papano, may laban dyan. Kung mabasag natin tong 1964, then yun, for me, mas clear skies ng konti. Ito na yung next area of clear consolidation. Baka makatuloy yung price, makaharurot tayo ng konti, balikan natin tong area na to. Okay? So guys, dito po nagtatapos yung weekly market overview natin. I hope na nagustuhan nyo po itong video na to and I hope kahit papano may natutunan po kayo or nakatulong po ito sa inyo. And if so, I would really appreciate it if you give this video a like and consider subscribing to my channel. And as always guys, maraming salamat po sa panonood. I really appreciate it. Good luck and happy trading!